Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Ellers,
I'm Jeffrey Lennon.
and this is Volume Up by the Tees. Okay, Jeff, are you into Amazon Prime Day? Because I'm going to say no, you're not. Is that why you're laughing?
I'm laughing because I cannot escape it. Like it is everybody is like and this promote and 20%,
I
30%
hate
off.
it.
And I'm like,
No.
I try generally to be, and especially now, better about Amazon. Like I will not negate the fact that there's value in these
Yeah,
discounts. Like
right.
it's not, so I'm like, I'm entertaining it, but I've not added to cart with the intent to purchase.
Yeah,
How about you? Is
okay.
there anything where you're like, well, shit, this is like a major discount. I'm really into it. No,
Not one single thing.
not a
Not
thing. Not
one. I'm
wow.
boycotting it. Not
Okay.
one thing will I buy.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I
good for
think
you.
it's just like such corporate greed where it is just like it just is disgusting because they probably up the prices and then they lower them down $29 down or something. And I think it should be illegal.
This is just so refreshing because it's not me that's saying it. I mean,
I know.
I generally despise everything about the company, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's a,
It's
one
a
of these
total
things.
necessary evil
Yes,
at
yes.
this
And so
point.
that's where I'm of the same sort of school of thought. I want nothing to do with it, but I am like, well, damn, this is a pretty interesting discount. Do I want to think about that thing that I was maybe not going to purchase anyway, but like now I might? Like that's again, it's like very much I'm in the funnel, but I've not converted. And there's
Well,
now 4 days. Prime Days
that's what
days
I mean. That's
plural,
what I
which is
mean. It
bullshit.
keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
I will say, Jeff, that there's going to be one thing on Amazon.
Oh no, what are you getting? What are you
One
doing?
thing, no, that's coming like
Oh.
late August,
Mm.
and that is the
Oh
ability to
yes.
purchase Nice Girls Win on
Yes.
Amazon.
That's
So
perfect. That's
I fully
necessary
support
evil.
Amazon when it comes,
To your own.
yes, to my
Yes.
own greed. No, it's
Yeah.
not greed.
No, it's
It's
not
just
greed. It's
we're
not.
spreading the words. Nice Girls Win. We're just doing
Hmm.
that everywhere.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
Amazon's doing it.
Even Amazon. And it's not a Prime Day situation. So yeah. No, I like it's just one of those things that happens where it's like the other sort of curious bit about Prime Day is there's multiple. So in addition to obviously it is not just one day, it is multiple days now. But then it
Yeah,
also is like
we
a
won't get too funny.
biannual thing.
I'll tell you.
And that's another sort of confusing bit for me, where it's like it's now many times during a year in
Twice a
which it's a Prime
year,
Day.
4 days. I mean, every day.
Yeah.
Again, I just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm there. So I mean, I was gonna say like it's a hallmark of whatever, but it's not really. But something that is a
Yeah.
hallmark of a seasonal change
Yes.
is something you
We
all
took,
did
yeah.
recently. Uh-huh.
So we
What did
took,
you do?
yeah, we went to the baseball game as a crew. And, if you're thinking that might be the most non-tease thing that you've heard
Hmm.
of as an activity, you might be right. Although it's
Yeah.
our third year, I think we've done it, and it was a
Hmm.
blast. It was pouring rain, and then
Oh.
it got super hot,
Oh.
and it was a joy. And there was a double rainbow. So you know me, like
Oh
that
yeah, yeah,
brought
yeah.
it full circle.
That's fun. That's enjoyable. Not the rain or the heat though. I don't like any of that
No,
stuff.
that's a bad combo at a baseball game. You're just like,
Yeah.
I was dressed for this, and now it's that.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, charming nonetheless.
yes.
With I mean, whether it's major or minor, it doesn't really matter. What are you eating? What are you ingesting at a,
Oh,
do
easy.
you partake in the usual, like what is
Oh
your
my God. So
baseball
listen to
fare?
this.
Hmm.
So Hormel chili was there, which yuck. It was
What?
chill. It was chili dog night.
Chili dog night.
So if you poured chili over you like a chili dog, you could get in for free.
Do people do it?
Yes,
Oh,
but it was horrible. They had a poncho on, so it was just like taking a can of
oh.
chili and doing
And
that. But like we were all
well, and
standing
then it
there
rained,
waiting.
so
Yeah, it's a win-win for the poncho guys, for the chili dog guys.
so it's a no-brainer, actually. Get
It's
free
a no-brainer.
admittance.
Yeah. So people were doing it, and we were all kind of standing there like, huh.
Mm,
And they
that's
kept
happening.
shouting at us. Do you, we're like, do we
Encouraging you
look
to.
like we're gonna do that?
No,
Anyway, we didn't. And it
no.
was great, but
Did you have a
I
chili
love,
dog?
I wish I did.
Oh, okay. Say
I
there
did
were
not.
regrets. Okay.
So I didn't even have a hot dog, which I wish I did. I
Mm.
just had a hamburger and all of the sides and chips and
Uh-huh.
drinks, and it was lovely.
I think like I never want any of those kinds of like things until you're
Yeah,
there. And
like
then
on a
it's like, oh,
normal day.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like peanuts. I never want to
Ugh,
fucking like crack open a peanut. Like it's,
disgusting.
but
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, at a baseball game, it's fun. It's like, it's charming. It's
And then you
something
crunch them
people
on the
do.
ground and you're like, I shouldn't have done that. That was
Yeah,
rude.
but then everybody does. And then you're like, well, so I don't know. I think I have like core memories of going to baseball games as a kid and like when they like walk up and through with like
Yeah,
their
the things, the
the
this,
like
and they're
cotton
like,
candies or
yeah, I'll take
I feel like
one.
it, yeah, and I want
And the
them.
guy's like hot and sweaty and he's doing the work. He's
Hmm.
doing the work. And so you're
Hmm.
like, I'll take one.
Hmm. Good for you,
Yeah.
sir. Here, let's no. Do they have like card machines now? Like what do they do? It's been a minute
Yeah.
since I've been to
Yeah.
a
I mean, it sounds like it's been 400 years since you've
yeah.
been to a game. Yes, they accept credit cards at
Well,
baseball
you know,
games.
when they're like when they're coming through and you're not giving them like a fiver.
I think so. I think we're there with technology.
I
Yeah.
see. I see.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
welcome.
Well, good for you. Not for good for you, not for me.
Oh, good.
But a good
Anyway,
hallmark that like summer's here and
summer is in full
you know,
force. Here we are.
yeah. Well, with new season, new segment, we're going to be doing something very new for this week of volumeupbythetees.com.
Welcome to the fine print, the conversations women are actually having. Once the Zoom ends, the main Slack thread goes quiet and everyone stops pretending that everything's fine. Each week, we're breaking down a story from culture, business, beauty, or the workplace that says a lot more than a headline itself. We'll talk about the power dynamics, the double standards, the leadership lessons, and the things ambitious women are still navigating every single day. Because even though the workplace has evolved, some things surprisingly haven't changed at all. Okay, the article that I want to talk about is from Inc. magazine, and it was posted just this week. And the title was Men Who Take Long Parental Leave Win at Work. For
Hmm.
women, it's a different story. The actual fuck. Like the actual
Oh.
fuck. What? It's that everyone wins when fathers take time off and work hybrid schedules. But a striking new double standard shows corporate America still rewards moms and dads differently. This is striking. This is a striking new double standard. I think I had to read it double to be like, did I just
Ah.
pass out and wake up and this is happening? Like on the heels of Father's Day.
Fathers are more important than ever. I mean, that's what it always winds up being, right?
It's just
It's
crazy.
like these poor women. Ah,
You know,
God damn.
yeah, because let me tell you, Jeff, I actually didn't have any parental leave because I was with my first child
Hmm.
fired after telling this corporation owner that I was pregnant, and
Hmm.
there was nothing. It was like the hustle was on. There was no leave or rest. And then with my second, I was growing a company, and so
Hmm.
there's also if I wasn't there, said company probably wouldn't have grown. So
Hmm.
I just find this crazy. And that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
That Inc. magazine literally said men are winning with parental leave and women is a different story. What's your
Well,
take
and
on that?
I find it to be really frightening considering the
Yeah,
US is the only
yeah,
highly industrialized country that doesn't have paid parental leave,
correct.
which is just like what the fuck, despite all of the data indicating how outcomes are better for everyone. And then yeah, so like wherein there are companies that have parental leave policies for men, everybody benefits because the labor is distributed more evenly, etc.
Correct. Correct.
Whereas like when women who are often the ones that have carried the baby or whatever primary caregiver when they get it, the expectation is just that they do all of that labor and
Yes.
emotional labor. Like, and it's so
Hmm.
fucked. It's
Yeah.
so fucked. But then what I think is especially irksome about this is like even in the face of data like this, where it
Right.
says everybody benefits from men being able to take advantage of these policies, we still don't implement these
Yes,
policies uniformly,
correct.
knowing that everybody. So it's just like, what are we doing? So,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it is obviously on its face just fucked, but then it's like
Hmm.
for a country that sort of mythologizes that like data-driven decision making, it's not and then you have this information, and then that's like absolutely not the case. It's just
Right.
simply not what is being used in order to sort of guide our decision making at all. So
And
that's it's
the sources quoted were Wallet Hub and HR Dive.
mm,
What?
mm,
Wallet Hub, Andrew Bernstein is an associate professor at Lynn University, and he said, "Hey, hybrid and remote work is beneficial because working from home creates a catalyst for parental equity
mhm, mhm,
by placing
mhm.
fathers directly inside the domestic sphere, so they
Correct.
are then present during childcare hours."
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
No, I mean
Anyway,
it's to your larger comment, like the idea that this is 2026 and that we are still
we're
seeing
having,
these
yeah,
trends that are the same, that are unchanged. And then
yeah,
like again, you just get really frustrated because there's an
I
unwillingness
think you're
to
good.
do anything
Thanks.
about any of this.
Right.
So, you know,
Uh-huh. Exactly. So anyway, that's what we got for today for our new segment. Thanks
the
for
fine
weighing
print.
in. Yeah, the fine print.
I well, let's get into something that does change from week to week, I think, which is obsessed or over it. We're going to react to products, services, trends, and decide if they're hit or miss. You guys know the deal. We're breaking
Yep.
down what's worth the hype, what's not, giving you our honest takes along the way. Follow along, checking the show notes. All of these links are there. Our Instagram, these places, you can find what we're talking about.
Indeed.
The first thing, an abrupt shift from sort of parental lack of equality
Let's do it.
is Zara Larsson and her makeup by Sophia
Mm-hmm.
Sinha. I never,
Sophia's not.
yeah,
Sophia's
I feel like that can't be. It's one of these things
Sophia,
where like I'm very familiar with her work. We've covered her on the tease.com. Saying it out loud is, you know,
Sophia I not. Sophia's I not. Yeah,
so
Sophia's I not.
yeah, I
Maybe
love
your
that.
last
That's it.
name's Sanat. Sophia Sanat.
Let's go with that. That sounds good. But the reason that it's in front of us is her work for obviously the pop star Zara
Yeah.
Larsson. What is your thought on this very maximalist
Uh,
beauty look?
I mean, I love it because it's going back to Britney. I mean, she like
Hmm.
this is where like I'm a slave for you or like whatever else. Like these were the
Hmm.
looks.
Hmm.
I love it.
Intensely nostalgic,
Yes.
very, 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 very colorful. I mean, we've talked about this on the pod that there is a like reaction or a backlash to all of the like clean beauty
Yeah,
shit that
right.
we're being forced to deal with, and I think like it's so nice to see
Yeah.
this kind
I like
of
it.
artistry because it really is like this is
It's
where
artistry.
people get to
Yes.
play. You get to change it up based on all of the, you know, the hair, the looks, etc. So I'm excited. I'm obsessed. So I think this is an
I'm
easy one
obsessed
for the
too.
two of us.
I
Look at
like
that.
it. Hmm.
Another big trend that we're seeing that's probably unchanged, like parental leave in the US, is the girl grip. Um,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it literally everywhere. And obviously it's
Same.
been tweaked to like the stylist grip, the this, that grip. But
Hmm.
I mean, fundamentally that women and girls are able
Hmm.
to do this level of lifting is impressive. Like frankly, like it's just got to be said. It's a
It
real
is.
thing. I've seen
It
it
is
in
real.
life. Like so obviously there's like stylized photos and whatever, but damn if I've not seen my wife do it, my friends do it, like
Yeah.
you've done it.
I've
So
done it. Yeah. It's an amazing phenomenon, actually, that somebody just goes, we should photograph that because that's crazy. I
that
mean,
you can
and
do
we
that. The
were just doing
dexterity
it.
of Mhm.
Mine is like the
Yeah, what's in
grocery
your
grip.
grip? Oh,
Okay.
it's just the
No, because you're like, I do not want to
to do
bring
another trip.
a cart to my car and then have to bring it back, or I
Hmm.
don't want to have another trip. So I line the grocery bags up on here
Oh
and
wow, and you're
here.
just raw.
And
Oh
I
God.
mean, and it's way
Hmm.
more than I should be carrying. And
Hmm.
then when you take them off,
And they've got that
you've got
indent.
the
Yeah.
indent and you're like,
Hmm.
well, it was worth it. So
Yeah.
it's groceries, but in my grip would be, lip
A lip
gloss,
gloss, obviously.
coffee,
Hmm.
a bubbler. maybe a bottle of water, headphones, my
Oh no.
purse, car keys. I think that's probably it. Yeah, and I could get them all in there. I
I,
could.
I believe you with every bit of my being. Like I
Oh my God.
this is
I
a trend that's
actually,
real. Go.
okay, this is like back to my point of saying like that we just do this. Like
Hmm.
when I went to record the audiobook on Monday and I was
Hmm.
like, this girl's gonna be hungry because it's like 10 to 3, okay?
Hmm.
And so I had a, a smoothie, a water, I had a thing of cottage cheese, I had a banana, my bag, my car keys, and I
Mm.
took a photo of it. I
Women,
mean,
women,
what are we
incredible.
gonna
Can do
do? What are
anything.
we
Can
gonna do?
literally do anything. No, I love this so much. I'm obsessed. I like to see how people are sort of running with it. Obviously, it's more fun when it's not super staged, but I mean, I'll take it everywhere.
Obsessed.
Like yeah, keep them coming. This one, I'm okay with it being everywhere. Oh, oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We're not, you're not gonna,
I
I
don't.
don't
I mean, all
even,
right. So, I mean, we already know. So Jacob Elordi and Kendall
mm-hmm.
Jenner are a thing, apparently. I'm immediately over it. Couldn't give two shits about who Kendall Jenner's.
Yeah, same. I mean,
No,
I don't care.
it's not Bad Bunny, and the only reason I like that pairing was because I liked Bad Bunny. I didn't like
Babylon,
her
we
for
love
him.
that pairing.
Yeah,
No.
no,
Yeah, this, I mean, who cares anymore at this? I mean, who really actually cares?
yeah, yep. Over it,
I
over it. Well,
mean,
that was a quick. That
over
was
it. Bye,
look. We don't
bye.
need to give
Don't give
more.
them
Nope,
airtime. No.
nope, 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 nope,
Mm-mm.
nope, nope,
No.
nope. Have fun, you two. Have
Go
fun.
get them. Go get them. Today on Volume Up by the Teas, we're joined with Dave Richmond, an inventor, entrepreneur, and beauty industry innovator with more than 25 years of experience shaping the future of hair care. As a co-inventor of InStyler and the holder of more than 100 patents in the hair tool space, Dave has built a career around developing breakthrough technologies that make styling easier and healthier for consumers. Most recently, he introduced the O brush through O and Me, bringing harmonic resonant technology to hair care with a wellness focused approach to scalp health and gentler detangling. Make sure that you subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Teas, and send in questions to volumeup@theteas.com.
Well, before we get to my interview with Dave Richmond and the O Brush, which buckle up, gang, let's talk Tease Beauty News. First, we've got a story that is important. We've covered Maria Villarreal on the pod before. She's
Yeah.
back. She's got another event, which is called From Chair to Boss Live, and we're going to get into it. Beauty entrepreneur Maria Villarreal is bringing some of the industry's biggest names together for From Chair to Boss Live, an event designed to help beauty professionals grow beyond the chair and build successful careers. Through inspiring speakers, business education, and networking opportunities, attendees will gain real world tools for entrepreneurship, leadership, and long term success. Want to see who's speaking and what to expect? Head to thetease.com to read the full article, get all of the event details, including where to purchase tickets. Kelly, are
I'll
you
be there. I'll
okay?
be
All right,
there.
all
I
right, all
mean,
right. I didn't
Maria,
want to blow up your spot. Okay.
this is like her, she loves this and this is her pride and joy and her heart and literally her soul. And I know that to be true. And
Mhm.
so, everyone out there, please go support Maria and this incredible From Chair to Boss Live. The Australian beauty brands you need to know right now. Australian Beauty is built on a simple philosophy, effective products inspired by an outdoor lifestyle and powered by native ingredients. From SPF innovators like Ultraviolet to skincare favorites like Go To, Alpha H, and Lanolips, these brands focus on healthy, glowing skin with uncomplicated routines. Want to discover even more of the brands putting A Beauty on the map? Head to the Teas and read the full article for the complete list. Jeff, do you have one you like?
I mean, Kevin Murphy. This
Of
one.
course, yeah.
I
Shout
mean,
out
there's
to
a
you,
few
Rocky
here.
Rumble
I
and
was gonna
Kevin
say, look at that.
Murphy. Yeah,
No, I mean, there's a few brands that I'm familiar with, and I'm glad that the team was able to sort of bring to light others that are worth everybody's
yes.
time and attention. But yeah, for me, it's Kevin Murphy. We
Kevin
love.
Murphy. Love.
Thank you so much to our contributors and our editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories like these over on thetease.com. As always, we've got this week's top stories that you need to know about, something that we cannot escape anywhere on Beyonce's internet,
Right.
and that
Yeah.
is Zendaya. In the midst of her Spider-Man, whatever the hell version
Right.
it is, because I couldn't tell you, Spider-Man colon, whatever this one is, she's hit the trail. The press is pressing, And the looks are incredible. This look in particular, which is spotlighted in the lore, is a very gothy black on black look,
Yeah.
with a little bit of color. I mean,
Tracks. Yeah.
yeah, I mean the earrings in this case are spider webs. Bleh. Um,
Blip.
yeah,
Bloop.
sorry, yeah, I know. But I mean, I love. I mean, like a little set, like a leather, black leather set that she's got going
Cute.
on.
Yeah.
Little vest, tummy bearing, back to that sort of very 90s. And the nails, like super dark jet black nails,
Hmm.
which like come back and forth, back and forth. They're back, obviously, if Zendaya has anything to say about it. Would you
Yeah,
ever,
there was a time where I did the black
uh-huh,
nail. Yeah,
uh-huh,
there really
would you
was.
reconsider the red for black, maybe for
Possibly.
fall?
Yeah, possibly. That'd be bold. Woof.
It
But
would be.
yes,
It would be a departure. You could be
sure would.
influenced. I like the
But
red on
hey,
you, though.
thanks, me too.
The red works. How do you feel about generally the sort of like gothy glam
I
trend?
like it. I think
Yeah,
if it's done well, it's cool.
I think that that's the key. Some people sort of look like it's sort of cosplay-y,
Yeah.
and that's obviously not the case here with Zendaya. But like, I feel like she could really do no wrong. Recently, one of the stops that she'd done on this press tour, she was just wearing like a vintage tee, a
Yeah.
Spider-Man tee that she
That's
got on
cute.
eBay for like $40. Like
That's
it's
I like that. I
she
mean,
could
who
literally
doesn't like
do
that?
whatever the hell. I
Anything.
love it. I don't like it. I love it.
I love it.
Could do no wrong.
She didn't get it on Amazon.
No. Something something that I'm not sure about is this next story.
Okay.
So Elf,
Yes.
the brand we all know and love, or know at least, is launching into hair care. So the brand, which is literally eyes, lips, and face, introducing hair.
Huh.
How do we feel
Do
about
you
that?
think that'll be Elfie? Elfie?
I mean, it does make you
Healthy.
wonder when like the
Healthy. Yeah.
very positioning of the
Yeah.
brand, and then you introduce this assortment, and like, is it a cash grab? Is it not?
For
Um,
sure it is. Unequivocally, yes. Cash grab. I think no.
Well, so they had done a foray earlier this year. I think people will know, with like a slick back gel,
Okay.
and sort of hopped onto that. And there was chatter on the internet around, like which hair type is this
Yeah.
for? Is it strong enough, et cetera? And I think like lots of opinions abound.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I was not expecting this, to be honest. Like I thought we'd tested the
Over it.
water
And we
and
out.
maybe
Yeah.
like it was an extension that made sense. Like if we're doing brow gels and whatever,
Yeah, that
like a slick
does.
back, like that kind of. But this assortment is a little bit wider. It's not huge. I mean, like the SKUs are not, but still, sort of it's
Yeah.
curious. It's curious. Would you be interested in trying, or are you just like
Absolutely
simply
not.
not?
No. Absolutely not. I'm not putting that on my hair. I spend way too much
No,
money
I
with
know.
professional products
Yep.
and treatments and all of the things. Like I think if it were the choice of washing my hair or not, I don't think I'd use it. It's gonna strip the color right out of my hair. Like it, it's gonna dry it out. I'm trying to moisturize it.
Not for you. It's not for you.
Not for
Maybe for
you.
somebody else.
Oh
I
yeah.
am
I mean, do
curious.
you?
Yeah,
There's
no,
no
no. I'm
judgment here.
curious.
Like,
It's not for you. It's just not for you. But pros, if you've dabbled, if you've experimented, if you know
mhm,
someone who is using elf hair products, experimenting as it were, trialing, I'd love to hear about it.
I would too.
I'm not sure that I myself am interested in making that leap, but I do have some elf product. Like I do love their brow gel.
Yeah,
So,
same. Yeah. Okay, I'll give
but
him
it's
that.
like,
Yeah, you got
but
it.
it's
Yeah.
but can I make the jump? I mean, here we were talking like
No, you
I'm.
cannot. You are in professional beauty. You cannot make that jump.
Yeah,
I won't
yeah.
let you.
You heard it here, everybody. But if you have,
Want to hear
we
from
want to know
you.
about it. Yeah.
All right, now stay tuned for Jeff's interview with Dave.
Dave Richmond is an inventor, entrepreneur, and beauty industry innovator with more than 25 years of experience shaping the future of hair care. As a co-inventor of the InStyler and the holder of more than 100 patents in the hair tool space, Dave has built a career around developing breakthrough technologies that make styling easier and healthier for consumers. Most recently, he introduced the O brush through O and Me, bringing harmonic resonance technology to hair care with a wellness-focused approach to scalp health and gentler detangling. Dave, welcome to Volume Up. How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you. Great to be here.
No, I'm excited about this. Look, we ask this of all of our guests, so we want to start at the beginning. If you could give us a like quick take, how did you get into your profession? No two things are the same. We understand that, and that's part of the fun. So, how did you make it to the beauty industry?
It's sort of a long road to the beauty industry.
Great.
I've always been an inventor. I've always been
Uh-huh.
a creator. It's just started out my life like when I was a 7-year-old kid. I invented with this thing they used to call a recta set, which was a set of little beams and bolts and
Hmm.
motors and things. And I built a little device that would actually was a big device that would bring my clothes from my closet because my dad would never put the heater on in the house and it was freezing in the morning. So I built this thing and I would hit a button and it would bring my clothes to me out of the closet. And so I just always had this desire to make things, to come up with answers. Now, that being said, I could have just put my clothes on my bed the night before. Yes, but
Sure.
that wouldn't have been as fun as
Yeah, where's
making
the fun in that?
that brought it to me. So that's the, but my journey to the beauty industry is that having been an inventor and been patenting and making products, I had a marketing company as well
Hmm.
early on, and I met through my sister, her hairstylist, who had an invention, and he and his other partners, one of them was another hairstylist, both of them from Italy, and another guy they met who was an aerospace engineer, I think retired at the time. They brought us a product that everyone had turned down. They brought it to everyone, and everyone said this thing is a joke. It's stupid. My partner and I saw it. We were like, this thing has potential. It was a very rough prototype. I brought my engineering and inventing skills to the table with them, and together we finished the thing and we brought it to market. And this is in the early 2000s when there was not a lot of hair tool innovation going on. It was a lot of sort of they called spraying the fruit, just making new colors of the same tools, right? So we brought this thing out. It was called the Revo Styler, and we did like 300 million plus dollars in business out the gate with this brush.
Casual.
But what it told us was is that the industry was starving. Consumers were starving for innovation. And so that was almost 30 years ago. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with hair, hair science, and hair tools. And here I am now.
This is wild. People may not know this, but you hold more than 100 patents. So, I mean, in terms
Yeah.
of like, you really are dedicated to this life of tinkering, building, creating. Um, throughout your career, what qualities do most successful consumer products have in common? So, like, as you are like taking
Yeah.
apart stuff and rebuilding things, what are those commonalities?
Well, I for what makes a product successful? What makes, anything successful is a mix. It can be the thing or it can be the hype around the thing.
Hmm.
And when there's hype around something that doesn't have substance, I'm not interested and it actually kind of makes me angry because there's so many great products and great innovators, engineers, designers, people with passion who create something, and because they don't have the marketing side, it doesn't really get out there, and then the
Yeah.
consumers don't follow because the branding's off, right? And then something that's magically, marketed or promoted gets all of this attention, but there's no real meat there. It might even be a me too. All of a sudden, boar hair brushes are hot, again. And whoa, boar hair. It's one of the oldest technologies. It's a hair off of a wild pig. And I'm not knocking it. And
No, no,
by the
no.
way, early in my career, I was one of the largest boar hair purchasers in the world. I was buying more boar hair in the early 2000s than anyone else in the world at one time. So I was told. And so I'm not knocking boar hair. I'm just saying it's not new. So what makes a product great? To me, two main things. One, novelty. I love something new. Blah, duh,
Who
right?
doesn't? Yeah.
uh, and quality. Man, put quality, deliver. If you want to rob somebody, get a gun. Don't put out a product that's just a lie. My whole career, this makes me insane, right? So Just make the
Uh,
damn thing actually do what you're promising that it's going to do, or don't do it. Do something else.
better yet, don't do it. Don't do it at all. That's beautifully put. And there's a lot of robbery that you and we are all. I mean, everybody's been
Oh,
swindled at some point with something that promises to have done, this thing, and it just never ever delivers.
yeah. I mean, if I may, there's a tool,
Please.
and whether this makes sense, there's a thing that's going around on social media right now that shows this amazing demonstration of hair straightening.
Mhm.
I would say I'm probably one of the world experts on hair straightening, being that I sold 60 countries, almost $2 billion worth of a innovative hair straightener. I know
You're an
something
authority
about
for
it.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
what they're showing is this thing throwing hot steam into hair with very few bristles on this thing that's got this little red LED, which they're claiming it was like the red LED thing. And people are like, wow, does this really work? And they're using probably, I don't know, some special effect, AI, whatever, to show it straightening hair in like two strokes to this
Hmm.
amazing, shiny, flat surface. It's all BS, but people are so susceptible because they want to believe that that thing works, that they're willing to give this thing a try. It can't work. If physics won't allow it to. If the steam was hot enough to do what they show it's doing, it would burn your head. And it's like, have you ever steamed clothes? So, that's one. And I hesitate not going after a product like that because, again, it's someone's thing. But when it's
Sure.
just straight up fake like that, it really, it grinds my gears.
Well, we are happy to give you the outlet for you to talk that through. And yeah, I mean, like when you think critically about a lot of the stuff that we're seeing, it all does fall apart. And as it should, to be clear. I want to talk to you a little bit about the return to this space. I mean, so obviously you were involved, had huge success, as you were saying, buying up all the boar hair for a time. Uh, Took a pause, took a beat, justifiably and understandably, and returned. I get the impression that you never stopped building, never stopped tinkering, never stopped creating. And part of that is an entirely new brand, Ooh, and a
Yeah.
product that we weren't going to talk about. But talk to me about the inspiration for coming back and getting into all of this. What lit the fire? Where did that start again?
Good question. So, why go back, right?
Yeah,
Especially when so many people that I know are retiring or this. And I'll tell you, there's one thing that was always something I wanted to do in my career. And same with my partner, Jeff, who is my partner and my chief engineer, a brilliant engineer and scientist. And we wanted to fix the hairbrush. The hairbrush. Like everybody looks towards serums and wet goods and chemistry, and that's great. And there's a lot of
sure.
stuff there. But what about the mechanical things that touch our hair? And the brush is the most common hair tool that's used, right? And it's used most frequently, combs and brushes.
Hmm.
And I had an invention from back in 2011 that I had stuck in a drawer, which was a comb. And it was just a comb to try and work its way through hair mechanically more easily to help, reduce friction damage and all these things.
Hmm.
The problem with that product was, with that design was, well, first of all, it was just a comb. It was only going to be used for detangling, really. And uh, it sounded like a toy train. So when you held it up to your head, it was like going, gung, 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 bum, bum, da, 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 blah, 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 right? It was like, oh my God, I can't put this thing
Fireworks.
next to my head. So
Yeah.
we were trying to solve the noise problem. And that's what led us to the breakthrough, which got us our patent, another patent. So I guess I'm at like 101 or something. But
Damn.
we actually got a patent, and we're going to get more patents on this, on the harmonic resonance and how this thing is actually working and finally doing something that other people had tried to do with vibration and other stuff, and it didn't work. And there's reasons, physics reasons why. And this broke through.
Well, let's get into it. I mean, this is the perfect segue. The Ooh brush. What the hell is it for people that are not familiar with it?
Yeah.
Talk to me. I want to get into the harmonic resonance technology maybe separately. So let's just start with you reinvented the hairbrush.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
So what is the ooh brush is, it's kind of like, I can say, the difference between a regular toothbrush that is passive Passive meaning it just sits there, right?
Hmm.
And an electric toothbrush, a real electric toothbrush that moves the bristles in a way that they have an effect that's positive for removing blood from your teeth, not damaging the teeth. And so, how you use that electric toothbrush, if you use it properly, and again, and if it's a good one, not a fake, like just one that's buzzing around, how you use it is different. It's a whole really different kind of tool. It looks like a toothbrush, but electric toothbrushes are really a different tool because the method in which the bristles clean the teeth and massage the gums is different than when you do it with your hand, right? Active versus passive. This is an active brush. This is an active. One of the hardest things to explain to people is you're looking at these bristles, and normally you would identify this brush and say, "Oh, I know that kind of brush. I've tried that."
Of course.
This bristle, when it's on, is very different from what it's like when it's off. So these brushes, this brush acts more like a styling brush and a detangling brush together. It's almost like a boar hair brush and detangling brush together versus what you see here. And what is it doing? What is the ooh brush doing?
Yeah.
So we backed into this. This was like a discovery, and through intention. We intended to move the bristles. We discovered so many new benefits to this thing once we dug into the physics. And we actually needed AI to crunch the math and to do a lot of the physics for us to tell us what this thing is really doing. So what happened is that to get enough energy into the bristle to move in a way that it's effective for the hair, we needed to find a frequency. Because if we were going to just, we needed to find a frequency to utilize harmonic resonance, and I'll explain what that is in a minute.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to move these bristles in a way without the harmonic resonance, you would need a much bigger device. It would be much clunkier. It would need
Hmm.
a lot. The harmonic resonance makes it possible to move the bristle in a way and at a frequency that it is doing things that are just magical to the hair. So, what is a harmonic resonance, right? Harmonic resonance is not something we invented. It's something we're utilizing. And what it
Sure.
is that if you ever had a wine, you ever take a wine glass and or seen someone take a little dip of the wine and then they run their finger around the top of the glass and the glass starts to go ooh, and then it starts to go ah, and starts singing. That's harmonic resonance. Same thing with a sound bowl if you've ever been in
What?
a sound bath.
Yep.
So what's happening? The stick or your finger on the glass is, let's call that the motor or the energy. When that motor or energy going around the glass is equal in frequency to the material that you're doing it to. So let's say that glass, like you ever, you take a glass and you ping. Let's say that note on the glass would be, I don't know, let's just call it 400 hertz, close to A, 440, right? Center A on the keyboard. If you move your finger and it equals 440 hertz, that glass is going to start singing. And then there's a phenomena, which is what's from harmonic resonance, which is this energy feedback, where there's an amplification. The actual energy starts to go whoa, like this. So much so that if you continue to drive that material at that same motor frequency, you match the frequency perfectly, it can shatter, it can break. There's a old video of this bridge. It's the Tacoma Bridge, and it's swinging like this. And people think, oh, the wind is blowing it. It's not just that the wind is blowing it. The wind was blowing it at the frequency that the bridge resonated at. So a harmonic resonation started to happen, and the amplification is what tore the bridge apart, not the wind alone from the force of the wind. It was the
Oh.
matching and the increase. Does that make sense?
I mean, you're doing a beautiful job. We've had a couple of guests on recently that, with these examples, make it incredibly clear. What I want to know about is why do we want the bristles to be moving at all? I mean, like, I sort of think that I understand, but
Right.
harnessing harmonic resonance technology to get them to move. Why? Why is it important?
Okay. So a static bristle going through your hair is
Hmm.
just like take your hand, put it on a piece of glass, a clean piece of glass, and drag it down.
Yep.
Right? That's friction. And when it
Yep.
catches or when it's hard to start, that's called stiction. Okay. Friction is not the friend of your hair. Yet, when you asked me earlier, why did I go into brushes, right? Why did we do this?
Yeah.
Because traditional hair brushes are passive and they work under one principle. You can go back 1,000 years to now, and brushes work under the same principle, which is a friction principle. Older brushes were stiffer. They didn't have give. So the only defense your hair had against this friction and this scraping and this pulling and the stretching
Hmm.
was if the bristle could bend out of the way. And then they came up with brushes that have cushions, right? Long time ago, cushion brushes have been out for since the 70s, and it lets the bristle also move more. So all we've been able to do till now is create bristles that bend away more and
Yep.
flex away more, but they're all still doing the same thing. They're all dragging from top to bottom of your hair with consistent pressure till your hair can't take it anymore. The bristle can't take it anymore, and the bristle pulls out of the way. And often when you hear that sound of a brush going, and I
Hmm.
don't know if this will play that, but you know
No,
this,
that's
we all
this
know
is
that sound,
ASMR shit. This is incredible.
right?
Yes. Yep.
Rush, rush, rush. That sound is the bristle giving away and doing the tips now doing more damage to your hair. So if someone says to you, "Hey, get a boar hair brush. It doesn't damage your hair. Get this brush. It doesn't da da da." It's a lie. It's a lie. And brushing is something people do most often. How often do you get a chemical treatment? Right? How often do
Yep.
you go flat iron or have a blow dry at your hair? Right? Those are less frequent, but people brush all the time as they
Constantly.
should.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So that is the cumulative effect of friction and damage that we take away because our bristles are active. They're moving 56 times per second, each bristle, cumulatively 6,000 strokes per second. And so they're grabbing and letting go of the hair. Okay. You know, hair is viscoelastomer, elastic hair. Hair can stretch a little bit and go
Mhm.
back. We all know that, or at least definitely hair professionals know. Hair has
Sure.
stretch and elasticity. Okay. To an extent, when you overstretch it, you're going to damage, especially the keratin fibers in the hair, and you're going to damage the cuticle. It's going to lift. Friction lifts the cuticle, and it creates this horrible cycle of brushing, stretching, lifting the cuticle. The cuticle's now lifted. The hair tangles more easily because the
Hmm.
cuticles will lock in on each other, right? And then you get it more and you hit it hard. And I see women go, and guys,
Yep.
through the
Yep.
hair, like this, and that pulling, that scraping. And then they're off to the store to go buy a serum or an oil or some type of treatment to repair this damage, you know? And so we don't, our thing is, let's not cause the damage.
Let's literally avoid it altogether. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. I'm like, my mind is blown because I'm glad that it's you that are now discovering this and making use of this technology and helping us all out. It seems long overdue. But if
Yeah.
anybody were going to do it, it's you guys.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. No, it was not easy to get
No,
to here.
well, and that's what I want to get into. How long did this take to develop? I mean, you talked about the comb, that sounded like a toy train, off in
Yes.
the air. Like, that's 2011. We're 2026. Walk me
This,
through, yeah, what this looked like.
so we started working on this in 2023, the new version of it to try and find it.
Yeah.
Once we found it, we had to come up with the structure and how to do it
Hmm.
efficiently, light, balance, right? Because it's a tool, so it's
Yeah.
got to create it to be a well balanced, well designed, durable, long lasting. the right kind of bristle, the right kind of material in these bristles, not just
Hmm.
some off the shelf thing or a factory says here you go, and the way the tips are designed and how the material, the type of epoxy that we use on these, so they don't crunch or fall off or grab your hair. The transition from the bristle to the tip and that radius and the smoothness there. It's hair. It's hair's tiny. Every tiny detail matters.
Hmm.
That's why don't buy cheap hair tools. Don't buy cheap stuff. It might look right. It
Lovely.
might even feel right. You're hurting your hair. Buy well-made things. They don't have to be expensive, but make sure it's coming from a really reputable company that knows what they're doing. Read the reviews. And so this journey, really the biggest thing was tuning in the frequency to all hair types.
Mm.
So I worked with a lot of different women and some guys, having
Hmm.
them test this. Um, there's a hair creator, product creator, a woman who I've been working with. Her name is Chaska. She has her own product and her own that I've been sort of mentoring, helping her make her more complicated device, just a plug-in device. And in turn, she helped me with all kinds of different hair types so that she gave it to her friends and family, and I have other people.
Hmm.
So we wanted to make sure it would satisfy everybody and also help protect the hair from being damaged and make brushing fun. That was it. So once we got the frequency right and the thing was really starting to hum, no pun intended,
Yeah.
uh, we then realized it was doing things we never expected. That's when
Like
things got
what?
kind of crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you, I mean, you hypothesized what, this was going to be. Um, Doing something unexpected. What were those unexpected things?
Okay. So some of the unexpected things were the frequency makes you feel good.
They
56,
say
60
they
hertz.
say, okay, no, sorry, I don't want to put words in. Yep. All right, let's go.
Yes.
You know what
That
I'm going to say.
frequency, as we later found out, is a frequency that has been studied to make humans feel more calm and
Hmm.
centered, grounded. And when this brush comes in contact, I mean, frankly, I use it on the back of my neck here all the time just to
Hmm.
de-stress.
Yeah.
And it feels great on the scalp. It feels great over my nerves on my neck. And it's just I have one neighbor, a woman I gave it to, and not that I'm saying that we cure, prevent, or any type of disease, we
Sure.
don't, but she has carpal tunnel, which gives her pain
Mm.
and discomfort. When she's brushing her hair with this thing, when she's done, and she does it nightly to calm herself down and to end her
Hmm.
day, it's become
Hmm.
her ritual. She
Hmm.
says her arms and her wrists feel better. I had no idea that was coming. And it just, people call it the ooh moment. It's like a tranquil kind of state that you start to get into when you're using this. It calms kids down.
Hmm.
Kids love it when you're brushing their hair with it. We didn't see that coming. These bristles moving at 56 times a second on your scalp, it's cleaning your scalp. And you can
Hmm.
use it in the shower on your scalp with your conditioner. You can brush it in your wet hair. Yes, I just said you can brush your wet hair, right?
Okay.
We know
Okay.
the hair is susceptible.
Hmm.
It's most vulnerable when it's wet.
Hmm.
Everyone who understands hair knows that. This takes out that excessive friction and used properly in the shower, it's safe. And I wouldn't tell anyone to use another type of brush in their shower on wet hair ever.
I think what's so fascinating about this is, I mean, as you said, safe for all hair types. Something that we've seen in the industry of late is sort of hyper segmentation of this brush is good for this hair type and only this hair type. And certainly it's good that these products exist and that people have choice. But
Yeah.
particularly like my family, I've got a number of kids with all sorts of different hair textures. This is one tool and it works for everybody. And simplifying versus complicating things is often a win that is worth an investment. Back to your comment about like, don't buy cheap hair tools, like buy hair tools that work for everybody. And you designing them for everyone, I think is sort of a boon for where we're at in this current time, because we all know that wasn't the case even just a few years back. So
Oh
kudos
yeah,
to you for thinking about that, because we're seeing all sorts of manufacturing that has nothing to do with inclusivity,
that's right.
particularly with hair texture.
Oh yeah. No, and during the InStyler time, straightening was really big.
Yeah.
And a lot of women wanted to straighten, convert their hair to look straighter at times
Hmm.
and not. And we had bristles on that product that we had to really take into consideration. That wasn't the InStyler really wasn't a brush, but it used a brush to help organize the hair before it goes into the device that's going to
Hmm.
straighten your hair. And organizing the hair into a nice, clean, even layer was part of its magic, because that's something a stylist, a pro,
Of
when they're
course.
straightening or blowing out your hair, they're going to take the sections and they're going to take the right
Hmm.
amount. They're going to move at the right speed. The airflow is going to be going in the right direction. They're not going to use excessive heat, right? So, like, people go, oh, hot tools always damage your hair. Not if you use them right. Your stylist knows how, and they'll tell you if you ask them. But yes, we wanted to make something that would work on all hair types. It does. Don't be deceived by the brush. And that being said, are we bringing out more versions of this brush? Absolutely,
Hell
because
yes.
there are other needs and shapes, and we're going to address those. But it's a real scientific process, because again, the bristles don't act like they normally you'd expect them to.
Hmm.
So we have to make adjustments. And right now, we're finishing up the phases of more versions of this that'll be out there, and it's going to change the hairbrush forever.
I mean, you already have, and it makes me want to say ooh, so sorry. But I feel like that's a good thing in this case. Tell me a little bit more about things that sort of distinguish this brush from others that are on the market. When people are like, "Oh, I already have a detangling brush," all of this stuff.
Right.
Why
Well,
should they consider you a brush?
well, I think everyone can agree that excessive friction, which happens over time to your
Hmm.
hair, causes damage. Why do you want to damage your hair? No one, unless you want to damage your hair, then just like stop listening now. But if you
Hey.
don't want to damage your hair, you want to have a brush that does the least amount, if any, to your hair, right? So, how we distinguish from other brushes is like I can show you easier than I can just tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. This is human hair. All right. And a paper clip. Fancy. This is a brush. It's a no brand. I just got this off of Amazon, and it's
Hmm.
a boar hair combo brush that's designed for reducing friction. Again, the bristles get out of the way, and they removed
Yep.
rows of bristle. By the
Hmm.
way, anytime a company says, "Hey, our brush reduces friction," they've either taken bristles out or made the bristles smaller. But other than that, the only thing they can do to reduce the friction is like the flexibility. But really, at the end of the day, unless they're eliminating the effect that their brush has, they can't eliminate the friction. And if they eliminate those things, you have to brush
Then
more, because there's less bristle there to do the work. So you do more. And guess what? If it's one stroke, sure, they reduce the friction. But if you do more strokes, which you will need to do because now there's less bristles, you're back to where you were, right? So when this goes
hmm
in a brush, okay, and I can shake this, I can vibrate it. That's vibration. I can go like this. Okay, it's stuck. I'll even turn it this way. It's stuck in the hair. That's stiction. And that's from the friction. And we all know what this feels like when I pull it through,
hmm
right? It's
hmm
pulling from the pulling, scraping, scraping. It's making static, passive contact to the hair. When I take a new brush and I put this in there, the brush is off. Again, when it's off, we're just another brush.
Yep.
I can shake it, tap it, vibrate it, whatever, tilt it. Okay, it's not going anywhere. But when I turn it on, the brush starts to brush the hair without me moving.
Oh my God.
Okay. And you can see the hairs at the end, even before I'll go back in there, the hairs at the very end are moving. And that's because those are the 6,000 microstrokes per second. The brush is making little brushes. It's brushing the hair quickly. So imagine this is like the easiest way for me to explain it, but now I'll pull up a thing. If this is the hair shaft, really big,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a bristle on a regular brush, it goes like this,
Yep.
all the way down, pulling, stretching. If you hit a snag, really pulling and stretching. This is what we're doing. We're constantly letting go. Why is that important? Like we talked about, hair stretches a little bit and it's okay. You stretch hair a lot, those fibers, those keratin fibers, protein fibers on the inside, right? They start to rip, they start to tear. That structure starts to get weaker, which weakens the surface. The cuticle of friction starts to go up, and that cycle of damage starts again. So, because we never are grabbing the hair, right? And the hair is even detangling before the brush. This hair down here is moving. I can feel it. It's detangling before the brush
This
gets
is
there.
wild. I
So
hope
I
everybody's
don't
watching
even,
this on Instagram and on YouTube. We are Dave's literally showing you exactly what he's talking about. Much more descriptive
yeah,
than his description, ver audio. So watch the video because this is crazy. My mind's blown.
yeah. And that's, I mean, if I don't want to eat up all of our time with this, but just for fun the other day, I took half a head of hair.
hmm As you do.
And I mean, even if I take this and I put it in this brush, which
Mhm.
is for a standard detangling brush, this is a
Solid.
good detangle, solid brush.
hmm
But again, it uses friction. And the only thing it can do to not damage your hair is get out of the way and flex. But just like, look at all this hair in here, right?
hmm
You think that's going anywhere? No way. No way. And when I pull this through, right, the
Yep.
resistance I'm feeling, okay, I'll put it all down in there in the brush. And when I turn the brush on, it's already moving
She's moving
slowly
through.
because this is a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
hair,
that's a lot of hair.
right?
But yeah.
But and then it starts to
Yeah.
go. It's like a full head of hair in the brush.
Wild.
And you probably want to upcut this later because it's a little long, but dude, that is a whole head of hair in the brush
Damn.
that it just fed it through. So that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Real, like this, you just saw a real live demo of what we're talking about. And this, bro, this is why stylists, first time in my career ever, stylists coming and saying, I thought it was a joke. That was another gimmick.
I'm
Had to
so
check it
glad.
out.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you did this. What are they saying to you? So, I mean, obviously, people and stylists have seen it all. They've seen every gimmick, every product that promises, and
Yes.
they test it themselves. That is the whole thing. They got to make sure that it does or doesn't work for their needs, their clients.
Yes.
So, they've got the U-brush. What are they telling you?
Okay. To be totally transparent and human here, the first response I got from a stylist made me cry.
Hmm.
And the reason why was because they're tough and they should be. Like you said, they've seen a lot of garbage. They hear a lot of hype and
Yep.
they're people sit in their chair and go, ba, 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 ba. And they're like, oh my God. Right.
hmm
But when I got a stylist who sent me a video and saying, literally, I thought it was going to be a joke, I thought it was a gimmick,
hmm
can't believe how easily this goes through my client's hair and what it's doing to their hair. Every client wants it. The stylist also said, I want to buy these. I want them in my store because everyone I put it in says I need one. He goes, I could sell these, right? And we love that because we want to support stylists.
Of course.
Absolutely. And so they not only is it going through the hair, but it's doing the polishing, it's doing the shining, it's releasing that. It's not damaging the ends. The most vulnerable part is the oldest part of the hair at the end where most of that damage has happened. It feels good. It takes stress off their shoulders. How many stylists do we know who've had shoulder surgeries, elbow, wrist, right? Like
Oh,
it's
for
a
sure.
hard,
And we've talked
physically
about on this pod,
hard
it's
job.
so impossible. And particularly when the tools are not ergonomically designed, they don't
Yeah.
contribute to doing anything to help them in their day to day.
Yes.
It's a
I
huge
spent
problem.
decades talking to stylists and working with stylists. And so when a stylist told me when I first saw the first reaction was that this thing's legit. You've changed the hairbrush.
Damn.
It just was the most unbelievable feeling. I got to tell you, because that was like, that's the validation we wanted and why we worked so hard on this thing for years to get it right. And so, yeah.
I mean, that's the dream. That's exactly what you want to hear. And again, like as you said, like the stylists are not known for holding back. So that you're getting this feedback,
Oh
you
no.
can trust it.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
No, definitely.
what what do you think that consumers still misunderstand? So like if they're thinking about like why am I going to go in this direction? Obviously stylists help them if they're, using like the brush behind the chair, for example. It's easier for them to be convinced. Somebody who's listening to this that's like I'm still not necessarily sold. I mean like you're saying this and you can tell me that it moves through the hair more quickly. What do they just not get that maybe holds them back from adding to cart, like getting a new brush for themselves?
Yeah, I think the problem is that people have been marketed to death. We've been shoved so many lies and so many
Yeah.
promises, and now with the ability to do things on camera later and etc., people are very hesitant about a promise of like we've reinvented the hairbrush. Oh, really? Right? I would say that
Did
too.
you? Yeah. Did you really?
Did you really?
Yeah.
But our brush doesn't work on the same principle. We're not working
Mm.
on the friction principle alone. We're actually brushing with tiny little microstrokes. So it's a hard thing to understand, to grab. I
Yep.
would say try it. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. Try the
Yep.
dang thing. And through my career, I've been ranked with many mass and big retailers as one of the highest quality manufacturers. My defect rate is extremely low. I have an office in China. We do our own engineering. We have our own people we'll be working with for
Mhm.
decades, and we take great care in crafting and making this thing. People say it about their products, but I make it to last. There's people still using InStylers that they bought in 2009, and that's a motorized, rotating, hot device that's very complex thing to make, and to make it with the quality that would last so many years is not easy. And this one's been built to last. Which, by the way, if I may, people talk about eco all the time. Oh, eco and green, eco and green. You know what's green? You know what's eco? Products that last.
That's exactly right. I'm so glad you said this because this is another sort of marketing black hole of, well, it's made with recycled plastic, as if it's not going to be inoperable in a year and a half with use.
Yeah,
I mean, so to speak on it.
this thing is built to last. And like we over engineered this thing. You can take it in the shower. You can take it use it in a steam. That's not going to affect it. The battery, my wife uses it every single day. She charges it once every 3 months. We
Mm,
tell people every 3 weeks because we want to under promise and over
of
deliver
course.
always.
Yep.
But this thing has the battery capacity in it where you're not going to be charging it every day or every week. It's going to last even in a salon, which this was not designed to like be used in a salon every day, even though
Sure.
now it's ending up there. It's built to go through a lot of hair before you have to recharge it. And that's because again, we have the amplification effect of the harmonic resonance doing most of the work. It takes a lot of work off of the device itself. And uh, yeah.
Damn. Where can people find this? So like let's like I got a couple more questions for you, but I just like for the sake of saying it, like this is a good enough time to say like if I want to find out more about the U brush, where do
Yeah.
I go?
Okay. So uh, you can go on our website at ooandme.com, and that's ooandme.com. And you can go on Amazon. We just got listed there. And for many reasons, any startup, any new brand, you got to be on Amazon. And
Yeah.
Amazon's a lot of people like to shop there, so we're there. And the other thing is we want to get these in salons.
Hmm.
And this is a kind of a new development because I had now more than several stylists say, I need boxes of these because my customers want to buy them on the spot and it helps
Hmm.
support their finance. And I'm all about helping small business, and I'm a small business. Like we got to stick together in the
Yeah.
this era of monolithic business. So we definitely are interested in putting these into the salons and letting stylists sell them to their customers and have that. There is no greater compliment than being able to do that.
I'm obsessed. So salon owners, if you're out there, if you're an independent pro, you want to get in touch, make sure you do that. Sounds like they're willing to work with you to make sure that you got a new brush for clients. We love that. Talk to me a little bit about the evolution of our industry. I mean, like you are at the very vanguard, pushing forward with tools, which is incredible. As we've said, like there's not always innovation in the hair tool space in particular. It's usually a colorway. What do you see sort of ahead? I mean, you talked about utilizing AI and here for good. There's a lot of worry of threat
Like it or
to
not.
AI in the industry. Yeah, that it's not being used for good. So talk to me a little bit about like what do you think when you like look at the industry in 5, 10 years from now? Like how do you think technology is going to be leveraged? What do you
Yeah.
think it's going to look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a tough question. So I'll just break it for me down to less predictive and more process, and what can come out of that process. So the process that we have now is the ability to analyze more data and use AI, anyone, right? So we all have a
Hmm.
supercomputer at our fingertips now. It's not
Yep.
just the few. And we can utilize AI to crunch big data sets, look at large amounts of data being collected by other people around the world that they're publishing, and give us insights into that like never before. So the understanding of the hair itself, the structure of it, and some of it's still, this protein that's coming out of our head in these
Hmm.
shapes with the 18 MEA lipid, on the outside, and all of these things. We're understanding it more and more. And that's why like the innovation of these bond repair, right? Like huge, huge. Let's fix the hair
Hmm.
on the inside where
Hmm.
the hair is really, the outside is just that we see, that we love the feel of and everything. That's just the sheath. That's just the little snake skin on the outside of the hair, right? On the inside, we've got all that structure. So
Yeah.
then being able to create that product that's helping repair the inside and really repair the hair, not just mask it with a skin of something, is a big advancement. Well, that came from technology and data and science and things moving forward. So we're going to see more things like that. Definitely in the tool space, I think there is so much opportunity if companies will just put the R&D work in,
That
and
that part.
make better tools, give us better options. There's a
Hmm.
better way to heat hair and straighten it, manipulate it. There's a better way to heat hair with chemical that we can use that will be less evasive and damage causing. These all are out there. Just let's put the R&D in and care. Like I said, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, they weren't doing anything. And not to, tap myself on the chest and be like, we're so great. But with the innovation that I pushed out there with my partners and these guys that we were all working with, we helped bring company. I don't think Dyson would be in the space. And I know a lot of stylists aren't really crazy about Dyson. Some are. But what I say,
Careful. No,
no,
you're
but
right.
like
Yeah.
whether you love Dyson or hate
Yeah.
Dyson,
So we're
it
not.
doesn't.
Yep.
The point
The
is this:
category. Yep.
innovation and investment came into the space. People are trying, companies see an opportunity and they're now trying to innovate in the space. Whether
Hmm.
we like what they come out with or not, the good news is investment is going in that space for this area. And I think that's a positive. And I see that growing more and more. And now that this is out, you're going to see this will be the way of brushes. In 5 years from now, I see a large percentage of hair brushes on the market will have harmonic resonance and need it. I'll tell
Well,
you this too. One last thing, man.
no to it.
I've even talked about, hey, should we license the technology that we're patenting and patented to other companies that are doing brushes just to help reduce the damage? Like, forget the financial side or licensing fee or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like, how can we help move the whole category forward and work deals with other companies so they can put this in their brushes too? Because we're not going to sell all the brushes. I don't care. I don't want to sell all the brushes in the world, but I would like them all to do less damage to people. That would be really cool. That's a great legacy, right? So we're open.
Dave, so first of all, your outlook and optimism, I'm much more sort of aligned to and happy to hear that this is what you're thinking. I want to go down that road instead of the sort of doom and gloom that we are often hearing about. And I do appreciate like you really wanting to push forward, as you said, the category. And so yeah, we look forward to seeing what Ooh and Ooh Brush is going to be doing and what different versions and all of this stuff. But no, this is so fascinating. I appreciate your time. We're into our quick takes, and then we're going to let you get back to building this business into something even bigger. So these are the questions that we ask of all of our guests. Don't think about them for too long. And
Okay.
then we're going to let you get on your way. First question. If you could instantly master one skill, what would it be?
Neutrality.
Oh, okay.
Neutrality. You know,
That's
if you
big.
can go through life and you can find your neutral when stuff is really
Mhm.
hard. I lost people, a lot of people in COVID and thing and
Mhm.
had, we've all had hard things happen. If you can find your neutral center and just get there and really do it, not with an effort, but be able to have that, that's like control over your life, right? Because stuff's going to happen.
Stuff's gonna we're getting into like the heavy and deep stuff in this combo. But yeah, no, I wasn't expecting that for a quick take, but that's a beautiful answer. Dave, do you have a go-to song or album that you listen to while you're working or in the car, something?
Funny you asked that. So sometimes it's really hard to get up. I get in here at 6 in the morning or whatever,
Oh, for sure.
and I listen to a song, gets me going. Always does every day. It's weird. But Bachman Turner Overdrive, Taking Care of Business. If you don't know it, it's an old song, but
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. No, this is great. See, this is why we ask everybody. No, I don't think we've ever gotten the same answer twice. But that was a good one, and appropriate. Is there a haircut or color trend that you are secretly obsessed with right now? Something you're seeing on social media, maybe?
You know, hair trend that I'm seeing that I really like is natural look. No matter how someone gets there, where their hair
Mm-hmm.
type starts, but it's the look of like a more natural like beauty. And I think, as I've learned in my lifetime, beauty comes in so many shapes and sizes and colors and everything, right? It's like it's a beautiful world because it's a big palette of
Mm-hmm.
wow. And I love to see the celebration of hair looking like its beautiful natural self, but of course, kept clean, you know, that thing. But I
Well
love that
brushed.
natural look. And yeah, that's what I'd say.
Perfect. If you or ooh could work with any celeb, who would it be and what would they do?
Beyonce.
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry. I have
No,
to,
no,
like,
don't apologize. No, we never apologize for Beyonce. That's the
yeah,
correct
I
answer.
mean, she's just incredible. Uh, and actually, I think back in the day, the InStyler was her stylist hand when she did Super Bowl, for
Incredible.
getting that look. And I would love to work with her because she's amazing. Her hair is amazing. How she styles herself, how she carries herself, what
Hmm.
she's done with her career. Mad respect. And what would I do? I would hand her the ooh brush and say, Beyonce, you know this is going to save your hair. Put it in your hand, put it in your stylist's hand, and I'm honored to give it to you.
Perfect. Literally perfect. I couldn't agree more. I think we should all be working with Beyonce,
Yes.
if we could. No, beautiful.
Yeah.
Last question, Dave, and then I'll let you go. What is the tiny thing that made you smile this week?
We have a my son's dog is a tiny little dog, and my
Yes.
wife and I have a giant dog, a Great Pyrenees, who's 130,
Oh,
100
damn.
pounds. And this guy is like a couple of pounds. And what's the tiny thing that made me smile this week? Him, when he gave me a look, it was just a sweet little look that dogs, animals can give us. It's that
Hmm.
innocent, and they're so present. They're so just loving. He gave me a look, and it really made me smile. So that's the little thing that made me smile.
Perfect. Perfect. 10 out of 10. All the answers. You got it all right. Dave, thank you so much for coming on and talk to us about Ooh and the Ooh brush. I couldn't be more excited to have learned what I've learned. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these.
I know.
And
I
I
can't
think a
wait for
lot
you
of
to
our
get it
listeners,
too.
they're all going to be freaking out. And I'm so glad you did those demos. Go and make sure you're watching all of this on YouTube and on our Instagram, guys, because you can see the real deal. But yeah, thank you so much, Dave, for joining us, and come
Oh,
back when we've got more product to talk about. Not that
my
you need to
pleasure.
rush. Take all the time you need.
You guys, listen, this has been very fun and really enjoyable. And thanks for giving me an opportunity here to share this with everyone. And, they can hit me up on my socials, ask me questions about hair structure, science, hair tools, whatever. I really like to help educate and make sure people aren't hurting themselves with the things that they're using. But this has been great, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you.
Jeff, that was a wow
Look
product.
at you.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Dave actually sent me one to
Uh-huh.
try. And it feels great on your scalp. Like
I
you can
will
feel the different type of like, what was it? Harmonic
resonance technology.
resonance technology. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I will admit, I mean, like I similarly was like, huh? How does that work? But I also received one, have
So
used it
thank you.
subsequently.
Yeah.
I really like the way that it feels. My older daughter is obsessed with it for detangling. She's
Oh,
tender-headed, does not enjoy, I mean, what we talk about in the interview, which is like all of that friction in terms of moving the brush through the hair, does love using that brush. Which is,
fantastic.
I mean, good for her. I'm just a little bit annoyed because it's still like she's doing it. It's never as good as when the
You
parent
could
gets
get
in
in there.
there.
Yeah,
You
get
know
in
what I
there.
mean?
Yeah, I
So,
know.
but she's like, well, I brushed it. I'm like, did you?
But did you start the scalp? Yeah.
I mean, she's moving it through. But again, it's a little bit of the harmonic resonance technology that's doing that
Yeah.
for her. So
Fantastic. Way to go, Dave. 101 patents, maybe. Be sure you hit subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
Volume Up is a Tease Media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Arbaje is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics and videos for this episode.